few signs of a narcissistic individual's behaviour. Now, for someone to actually be on the spectrum of the disorder, they need at least 5 of the 9 criteria. However, you can deal with someone who has 2 or 3 and it's a pervasive pattern of behaviour, and they're a very toxic person to be around. And these are things such as a lack of empathy, a sense of entitlement, exploitative behaviour, envious of others, believing others are envious of them, arrogant and haughty behaviour, that grandiosity, the preoccupation with themselves. And when it comes to narcissistic individuals, they can seem like they listen when they're extracting information from you that they require. However, when you actually need to talk to them about something that they're not interested in, they will be horrendous listeners. Share bad news, they've done far worse. Share good news, they've done or they know someone who has done far better. They fail to give you a straightforward answer to some of the most simplest questions. Now, we can all be asked a question, not quite get what the other person is saying, and answer the question with a question to gain more clarification on the original topic of conversation, on the original question. So we're all capable of avoiding a question, especially when it comes to a narcissist, and you know, if you say the wrong thing, there's going to be hell to pay. However, with a narcissist, you can just be simply invited to a family occasion, and because the narcissist believes they're the most important person ever, they will not have a clue what they have on that day. The diary's empty, but they're not going to look in that. So they fail to give straightforward answers to questions, especially if it's about their behaviour. They just turn that on to you. They blame everyone else for their problems. Nothing is ever their fault. They don't question themselves. They don't wonder if they're the problem. They don't wonder if they're the narcissistic one, if they're causing the issues. It's always their parents, their friends, their exes, their children, the tree in the middle of the road that they crashed into, that was on the side of the road. They are never to blame for anything. Now, people can have things happen in their life that they are not to blame for. However, genuine people still seem to find a way to take responsibility for things they're not responsible for. Narcissistic people don't take responsibility for the things they are. They can be resentful of you when you're sick because you're no longer serving them. They can use it to gain admiration of how much they're helping you when often they're hindering you. They will walk ahead of you, metaphorically as well as physically. They believe they are superior to you, and if there's a stranger to impress, they'll walk ahead. If they're in a rush, they'll walk ahead, but they'll not wait or explain. And usually if you know someone's in a rush, you will make the effort. If they know you're in a rush, they'll slow right back down and wait behind you. They use those silent treatments, which is deafening, as you're trying to work out what you've done wrong, and they use them to punish you. They go all out to impress strangers over taking care of their own family, because strangers are a blank canvas to gain that admiration. They go all out to ruin special occasions, anything that's not about them. They don't like seeing other people happy. They don't like seeing other people successful. Now, they can latch on in a moment when they admire that person and they believe they can gain something from being around that person, but their envy kicks in and they slowly try to destroy it for that person. They're envious of the qualities that they once admired within you. So your happiness, your success, your independence that they once admired, and rush the relationship with you to join you in their happiness, they become envious of, and they begin to destroy those things for you. And they never take responsibility for their behaviour. It's always somebody else's fault.